I was trying to think of something dramatic to say, something like very witty, and of course, I failed miserably. Welcome to Wicked Wednesday, hosted by Billy Jack Black here. I am the solo man tonight. Solo. What the hell's that all about? It's almost like, are Shayla and William okay? Are they okay? Yes, they're fine. They're fine. Do not adjust your sets because right now the testosterone level is. Can I get my finger up there? Wait, that didn't come out right. There we go. Testosterone level is off the charts right now. I'm just saying right now it's off the charts. So, no, welcome. This is William Black, otherwise known as Billy Jack Black, and I am happy to be coming to you live from Studio B here in the Shayla Black Studios. Sans Shayla Black. I think that's why you guys show up, is to see her. And I think I'm the sidekick, which I'm fine with. Believe me, more than happy to be behind the scenes. But Shayla is New York Times and USA Today bestselling author of over 100 books. Shayla Black is, I won't say absent without leave, but she is missing in action. And yeah, she looks like a hot mess right now too. So she's
here's proof of life. I still exist.
Yeah, there's allegedly proof of life.
I am here.
She's over here. Just that's an amazing outfit you're wearing tonight.
My ass.
And I see the tissues under one arm. Yes, I see. And we don't have any hacking events. You got your cough drops.
I just took some.
You just took some. Very good.
So
very good.
I'm not currently coughing.
They can't hear. They can't hear you anyway. So
why?
Because there's noise canceling. So it's all about me. So you may go now. You're ruining my zen.
I was trying to give them, hear my voice to give them proof of life.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. They got me, and that's all they need. That's all they need. Hello, Susan. Hello, Amanda. Susan, thank you. Yes, please smash that like button and subscribe if you're joining on YouTube. A huge shout out to everybody that joined me over on TikTok for a quick 15-minute pre-party. We're still feeling that one out. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting more comfortable with TikTok, but it's definitely harder to do when it's just you. It really is. Hello, Miss Sweet Nikki Ann. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Christine Russo, I get to say hello to you again, my friend. Awesome. Yes, Susan, Shayla is still sick. She is, as I explained it over on TikTok, she's feeling a lot better, but she still has that hack. Do you know what I mean? The hacking cough, and it comes on, and I knew she wouldn't have a voice to get through the entire thing, and she's got to stay focused on this book anyway. So she's kicking back in her office. I won't say kicking back. We're working on Wicked and Bound right now, which is what she needs to be doing with as much energy as she has, and then she's probably going to go to bed. Probably, I almost guarantee you she'll be in the bed within an hour. I mean, that's just the life anymore. It's the life anymore. I don't like it. Nicole, William, I will, Nicole. She loves you guys and she'd rather be here. Believe me, she gets up for this every week and she loves it. She loves it. Hello, Louise. Kelly Wolford. Yes, William is, Billy Jack is going, Billy Black is going live tonight all by himself. But I got you guys. So how am I alone? Oh, wait, I'm not alone. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope you guys can hear me okay. I think you can. Otherwise, you would have hollered at me or I would have got a few texts. Yeah, Christine says, yes, Shayla was still slick, but deadlines. Yep. She and deadlines, I think she would have to be in the hospital for her not to be focused on deadlines. Hello again, Miss Dawn. Yeah, writing her butt off, Kelly. That's exactly what she's doing. Beverly, I will definitely send in. Lauren, I see your note as well. I'll definitely share that with her. That's sweet of you guys. I need a cardboard cutout. Baby had one. She'll love it that I'm telling the story. And see, I can do that with the mic here now. She had a cutout when she was younger of Harry Styles. And I kept saying I was going to mess it up really bad. But I knew if I'd ever done that, my ass would be grass. So I never did that. But you're right. I should have a cardboard cutout of Shayla in her natural look, which is this. Okay, so trying to tell me what to do. Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. Hi, Fong. You guys are sweet to let us know that you can hear me. Yeah, that hacking and cough, Ruth, is just lingering. And I know she just, thankfully, she's feeling better because she was pretty bad. But we've been keeping her under wraps. She hasn't gone anywhere in a long time, but we're trying to keep her fed keep her hydrated, and keep good food in her and some meds. And I think she's on the mend. I know next week she'll be here, so I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt about that. Hi, Virginia. Her son is sick with COVID right now. Oh my gosh, Virginia. You know, it's interesting, and I hope he gets better soon, Virginia. I didn't get it at all. And I talked about this last week. I didn't get it at all. And I'm thankful for that. Knock on semi wood here. And babies stayed pretty healthy as well. So I think it was all the alcohol from the ship. I think that's what it was that took care of me. Teresa, she is not feeling well. She last two Wicked Wednesdays she's been off. She's had the flu, and she's just starting to make the turn. So we'll definitely see her next week. But in the meantime, you get me. Ames, I have COVID again. Oh, Ames, in the middle of the heat wave too. Oh, that's miserable, sweetie. I feel for you. I feel for you. My sister had a crush on William Shatner, named her stuffed animal after him. Our cat decided to piss her off and pissed on Captain Kirk. Oh, God. I follow Captain Kirk on one of the social media sites, or William Shatner on one of the social media sites, and he's pretty entertaining. Hey, Eve, thank you. Thank you. She, like I said, she's got that hack, and it's just, it just won't go away. And I know that her thing is to keep finishing this book right now. So that's where she's at. But I guarantee, as the late great Justin Wilson would say, you guys know who Justin Wilson is, by the way? I guarantee she'll be here next week. He is the first in the house to get it. Oh, that's horrible. I hope he just stays with him and not get to the rest of the family. Yeah, I think my sister was saying even out, she lives about 30 minutes from us. They shut the schools down because they had such a spread of illness, and it was horrible. It was horrible. Hey, Regina, good to see you. Good to see you. Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. So where do I start? Okay, we have I'll start with I don't go in order of, I always go with the big to last. But anyway, I've got an unboxing to do tonight. Thank you, Tabitha Parrish, who I stopped up at the post office and picked it up today. So I'm going to be unboxing that. It has not been, I've not opened it. I've not opened it at all, which is not like me. So I will unbox that. Talk a little bit about where Shayla's with Wicked and Bound. That's the next book in the Wicked Lover Soldiers for Hire series. If you read Wicked and Ruthless and were introduced to Nate, Nash, and good Lord, I can never get their names right. I want to say Nate and Halsley, and it's not. It's Nash and Hazley. You got to introduce them in Wicked and Ruthless, and Wicked and Bound is the follow-up end of their story, or the completion of that story. And then want to talk a little bit about what we did for the Super Bowl, which was not a lot, frankly, but I had some highs. And I had some lows I wanted to share of what I observed. And we'll see if you guys agree or disagree with some of my comments. I cannot be held responsible. Also, and I teased this in TikTok, I have some late breaking news about the last subject from last week's broadcast. Remember that actress? I couldn't remember her name. I have some late breaking news on that. So I thought I would share that with you and maybe give a quick hot sports opinion on it, and how it impacts the romance industry too. So there's that. I also wanted to share with you guys, I got a lot to talk about tonight. I wanted to share with you guys. I was thinking about this afternoon. I was like, what can I kind of bring to the table? And I wanted to share with you guys my top. Should I say my top five? I guess I love YouTube and I love creators. I love TikTok and all this stuff, but I like a longer form creation. And so I was going to share with you, I think, five of my favorite YouTube creators, and I'll tell you why I like them. And I've already got their links here. I'm going to share those. I don't get compensated on any of that stuff. I'm just sharing you what I personally enjoy, and I want to share that with you guys and see if you might like it. And I think you'll find some commonality with them. Not not negative. There's enough negativity in this world to float a battleship, and I'm sick of it. Sick of it. So I like things that can take me away. That's why I hope you guys come here and join us, is that you kind of get a kind of step away from things. But these are folks that they're positive, and they're entertaining, which is to me one of the more important things. So but I want to share those with you as well tonight. And I also, if we have time, Shayla always every week in the newsletter, hopefully you guys all got the Shayla Black VIP newsletter that came out this morning. She always at the very bottom talks about some of the things like what she's watching, what she's listening to, what she's playing. I might share some of the things that I'm doing with that as well. So as you can see, it's all about me tonight, which of course, testosterone level is off the chart there. You can see my little shitter up there. I can say shitter now because I'm not on TikTok. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go through some comments before I get started. We're going to be here a while tonight. Eve, is Bucky Beaver your co-host this evening? Bucky is always my co-host. I love Bucky. Bucky can do no wrong. How can you say no to Beaver? I'm just saying the Beaver, I believe this my entire life. The Beaver is always right. And you know, he's always going to be a partner in that. So that's all there is to it. Unless he has a sister. Anyway, and here's the obligatory one. Is the narration almost finished and ready to be delivered? You know, Eve, it was almost ready, but then Shayla got sick, and I had to push it back a little bit. It broke my heart. I mean, you can see right there, it was just kind of splitting in two to have to do that. But I know that I'll be right back at it once she's happy, healthy, and set me straight. So there you go. There's that. Hey, Rhonda Butterball, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Nicole. Burning and candles. I avoided that because I could care less about candles. No, I shouldn't say that. I do like candles. I thanks to some of you guys who've sent me one or two that are very manly, and I love those. But I'm not going to spend time talking about candles. There's too many other things to talk about. So anyway, so let's get to Wicked and Bound. I talked about that. Those of you that are new here, Shayla Black writes a romantic suspense series titled Wicked Lovers Soldiers for Hire. And the next book in that series is Wicked and Bound. How's that for a... Yeah, okay, got it. Anyway, that's Nash and Hazley's story. Started in Wicked and Ruthless, which is out now. You can still have time to catch up, and you can get those at shaylablackstore.com in ebook and print. But Wicked and Bound is coming out February the 25th. It will not move again. That date will not move again. We're going to make that date, and then the print copies should be in the mail, I'd say late the next week, because once we get our author copies in. So, but she's excited to complete Nash and Hazley's story. I know that she's eager. She's got some other things going. I think she teased that 2 weeks ago when she was on live with us of new things she wants to get going on. But first things first, Wicked and Bound needs to be completed. And as I mentioned on TikTok, she's really enjoying writing the story. So I know, and she and I have actually sat down and talked a little bit about the story. She gets stuck on some plot points Now, granted, they're not emotional points. They're always more physical or more action oriented, where she says, you know, which gun do you shoot with, or whatever you do, right? And so I will. I throw my. I have noticed this when she comes in with a question for me, and whether it's a plot point, whether it's a sequential thing, or some sort of decision, and she asks me, or she doesn't ask, she gives me the entire context of the situation. I only need a couple sentences, but she gives me the whole context. And then she says, I could either do this, I could do this, or I could do this. And then I've finally started to realize if I just throw a few questions in there, she's already made her mind up. It's just helping the affirmation process to do that. So I know my role. I know my role is to sit here and nod and give constructive feedback. But my wife is the driver here, and I know she knows where she wants to go. She has rationale for that, but then she just wants to double check with me. So that's my role. That's my role in the creation of the books, versus and then of course inspiration for the act, inspiration for the bedroom action. That makes sense. Nicole says, oh, you should have told us you finished it, but accidentally pressed the delete button instead of save. Nicole, Shayla says I can't lie. She says I can't lie. She says I can't lie well. I try, but apparently I can't lie. I don't get that. I think I'm a great liar. But you know, is what it is what it is. Jennifer, that's exactly what she wants to start. One of the other things she wants to start getting back to is the Kickstarter with Sierra. I know that she and Sierra are trying to get together. Sierra's on her way back home right now, and I think she's hitting some weather issues right now. But I know that they want to talk about that and start picking it back up and making their plans. So, but there's some other things Shayla's working on too. She can't sit still. She can't sit still. Jocelyn, aloha, everyone. I'm in Utah. Oh my gosh. I hope everything went well, Jocelyn, by the way, on your trip and all that, all the surgery and all that stuff. So I hope everything's okay. Do you read her books before they go to print? Christine, here, I'm going to lie to you. Yes, all the time. I read them cover to cover. No. I've tried. I'm just not. I know my limitations and I feel bad about it already, but no, I don't read her books. Now I will proof some things, definitely proof things, but I am not a beta reader at all. A lot of you guys are much better at that than I am. I need to order the print copy. Yeah, Rhonda, it's the paperback's out there now or for pre-order. And then we're going to be, I should tell you guys this, remember the hardbacks that we have for the Wicked Lover Soldiers for Hire. So the duets, all the 2 duets come in one hardback. The next 2 duets come in the next hardback: Wicked and Worship, Wicked and Forbidden, Wicked and Obsessed, and Wicked and starts with an E. Anyway, we are getting some a few changes to those things. So I'm hoping within the next week or 2, I'll have those here and be able to share that with you. But we're changing up the cover on that a little bit. So it should be, I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Nicole, great question so I don't know if I have a title for it yet. But as soon as we do, we'll let you guys know. But typically she won't do that until the second book in the duet's been out for a little bit. So I'm going to say late spring, probably late spring. How's that? Don't hold me to it, but that may be what happens. So that's Wicked and Bound in progress. Baby, and a lot of you were asking me on TikTok if Baby could have joined us tonight. She could not, because she's working on her book. She is working hard on her book, and I hear her doing that, and of course helping us out on some of our TikTok ads and our TikTok videos and stuff like that. So there's that. So one of the things that we did over the weekend, my sister came over and my niece, and we watched something called the Super Bowl. Yes, the Super Bowl. I think they used the word super a little too liberally, because I can't say that was a super game. I did not have skin in the game. I did not have a skin in the game, but I will say this. I saw a meme about the game, and I wish I had the video or the graphic here to show you, but there's a graphic of Taylor Swift like almost yelling at Travis Kelsey, and the caption is 0 touchdowns, 0 receptions, 0 yards in the first half. Travis, that doesn't put gas in the jet. I saw that and I laughed my ass off. I left my ass off. That was funny. The game was very disappointing. Like I said, I really didn't care who won. I was pulling for the Bills. I like the Bills, and they did not make it. I was pulling also for Detroit, and they didn't make it. But I just wanted a good game, and unfortunately, and people were asking me what was my over and under on that, and I kept saying the Eagles are so much bigger offensive line and defensive line, and they're just bigger men, and that proved it. And they just completely overpowered the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm still not convinced that Mahomes didn't have a concussion or something in the first half when he hit the ground. But again, regardless, that wouldn't have won the game anyway. But the Kansas City Chiefs, there's a reason that they were going to be the first team ever to do back Super Bowls, and there's a reason many teams have not done that and not been able to do that. And there's a whole reason for that. That's why they play the game. But I got to say, the game was just not. Yeah, I hate one-sided games. Hate it. Nicole says that's why I was rooting for the snacks. LOL. Yes. I made a great queso. I did a white queso blanco and with sausage and rotel and all that fun stuff. It was really good. And I made because it was cold that day, really cold. So I made a crock pot, a roast in a crock pot with onions and carrots and potatoes and just this amazing beef. And then at the very end, I pulled the beef out and I shredded the beef. And then I put it back in, and I took the jus out of the crock pot, and I sifted it into a pan, and then I heated it up, and then I put a little bit of red wine and did a little reduction in that, and kind of skimmed off the fat off the top. But that red wine, when you do a red wine reduction with that, it tasted incredible. And I married that back up with the meat. I laid it in a tray with the meat, the potatoes, and covered it with that reduction, and then threw it back in the oven to kind of keep it warm. And when it came out, it was so moist, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed that. Not the leanest cut of meat that I have in there, but when you do a roast like that, I just love a good chuck roast, and I stocked up on it at Sam's not long ago. And it fed us probably for 2 more days after that. So it was awesome, but it was so tasty. But so that was the highlight of the Super Bowl. Yeah, a lot of folks I see a lot of you are saying I didn't watch it. The game was crazy. It was going to be historic. Whoever won. You're right, Jocelyn. You're exactly right. Yeah, Beverly didn't watch it. Rhonda didn't watch it. A lot of folks didn't watch it. I like the meme that had a pic of Mahomes on the ground, and it said, if Mahomes had Allstate instead of State Farm, he'd be better protected from mayhem. He got his ass kicked. I feel for him, and Mahomes has been pretty lucky because he's so fast and so quick, and his line's protected him all year from getting really hurt. But I don't know if it's karma or whatever it is, but the way that Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills got just creamed by the Kansas City Chiefs on defensive line. And that poor man was picking himself up off the ground the entire game. A little bit of payback there, or not necessarily payback, but a little bit of karma for Mr. Mahomes to feel a little bit of that pain as well. But I don't envy anyone taking those kinds of hits. I really don't. Dana says, I watched from work and was disappointed the Chiefs lost. Yeah, I didn't really care. I really didn't care who won or lost. I just wanted a good game. And you're right, Rhonda. Yes, chuck roasts are the best. They are the best. And they have a ton of freaking flavor. So anyway, I watched the halftime show. I gotta say, I don't know Kendrick's a lot of the music. I did not know a lot of the music, but I'll say I love the red, white, and blue imagery he had on there. I love seeing Samuel L. Jackson as with the top hat on from as Uncle Sam. I thought that was awesome, and he's so good. He's so good at anything he does. And let me tell you something: to be able to perform like that, and Kendrick Lamar and the entire people that put that on, and I got to say that thing ran for 15, 20 minutes. I was impressed with his tenacity to get that done. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a protester that broke out into the broadcast. You didn't see it on the broadcast, but I saw it on video afterwards. It was some sort of political message, and he was running across the field. He got up on top of that car that Kendrick came out of, or what have you, and he was running all over the field. It took him a good 5 minutes to grab the guy and put him on the ground. But how do you get through security like that? That place should have been locked down. You shouldn't have been able to breathe. But this guy got on the field. How did that happen? How did that happen? In this, I have no idea. I have no idea. Nicole says, well, we just kind of wanted Philly to win to see what their fans would do. And they did what we all thought. Philly fans, and I'm sorry, I don't know if it's just Philly fans. I remember I was in Victorville, California, in my former corporate job. And I was doing something in Victorville, and the LA Lakers won the basketball championship that night. And I saw the riots that were going on in downtown LA. And I was so thankful that I was in Victorville and not in the middle of all that. And I saw some of the streets of Philly, and my sister is from Philly. My nieces as well. And they're like, okay. And they're just holding their heads, and they were greasing the light. She told me if she got here, she says, yeah, they're greasing the light poles. And I said, why are they? Oh, to keep people off of them. So, yeah, that was not a good look. That was not a good look. Hey, Tracy Albert, good to see you. Christina says, my mother is a Dallas Cowboys fan. I swear she was about to disown me when I told her that I was rooting for the Eagles. Christina, I got to tell you, I think the Eagles deserved that. They deserved every bit of it, and I'm happy for them because they worked their butts off. And you see those guys, grown men, just breaking down, just in tears. They work so hard, both teams, all year long, and it's tough when you get shut out like that. I guess it is harder to be shut out like that than it is to come down to the last play. I don't know what's easier to accept, but I don't think any of it is. But anyway, the halftime show I thought was, like I said, I didn't know a lot of the music that he did, but I like some of the symbolism I was seeing. I love the Samuel L. Jackson piece. He's a short guy, and not Samuel L. Jackson, but Kendrick Lamar. He's a short guy, but it was entertaining. I'll say that. Yeah, Nicole, right? The protester, he's banned for life, and he probably needs to be arrested. Probably should have some charges for trespassing. He should have never. How he got on that field. What if he didn't have just a protesting sign? What if he had something else? Right? Someone needs to pay. Someone needs to answer for that. Nikki Ann says, I heard he was one of the dancers that had it. Oh, maybe he was. I didn't know. I don't know. I think I saw him from the angle I saw of after it was some other video feed of him, and it looked like he had come on the field himself. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. They buried that story very quickly, and we never heard from it again. There's your media, and there's your news. There's your media. So they just we'll never hear about it. I kept looking for shots of Taylor Swift in the game. Every once in a while you see her, she was not happy, and then they just stopped coming back to her. And I guess there was some booing that took place of Taylor, which is so wrong. But you know what? I think it's because the Philly fans were there. And since she's so identified with the Kansas City team, she's going to get booed when you put her up on the Jumbotron or whatever. So, it's just, I'm sorry. I would love to be booed. I would love to be booed. That just means more love and adoration for me. I'd love to be booed. Beverly says last Friday she went to see Jeff Dunham. I've been dying to see Jeff Dunham, Beverly. I have yet to see him. I love Jeff Dunham. And we've been in town a few times when he was in town in Vegas. I think he lives in Vegas, but maybe I don't know where he's living. But anyway, when he had residency there in Vegas, I really wanted to go. But he's an awesome entertainer. Hopefully you had a good time. Oh, he was a great show. That's awesome. That's awesome. So that's the Super Bowl recap. And now we get to go into the cold winter of no football. No football until, probably September. And I'm sad. I am a football guy through and through. Nicole says, getting my hair did tomorrow, and I've gotten it cut in months, and I have to venture out in public. Yeah, Shayla has not been out in public in a week, almost a week and a half. So we'll see. We'll see how she does with that. So let's get to the unboxing. I'm just going to jump into it. So thank you, Tabitha, for sending this to me. You are a sweetheart. I can't wait to see what this is, and we're going to do that right now. So I'm going to get my blade. If I can find, there's my blade. Always have a handy blade. All right. I'll always do it like this. All right. Don't cut yourself, William Black. I just replaced this razor blade not long ago. It gets a lot of use in the shipping room upstairs. Oh. Happy Galentine's Day. You too, William. Here's a little something to brighten your day. Hope you enjoy them. Tabitha Parrish. Tabitha, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. You wrap things so much better than I do. Oh, here's something for Mallory, and I'm going to let Mallory open this separately. But this is awfully sweet. Oh, look at this wrapping paper and the bow. That's awesome. That's awesome. And this is Shayla. A warning label. I should come with a warning label. Yes. So I'll let Shayla open that separately as well. Aren't they cute? Isn't that cute? And I see something with my name on it. Look at my excitement. Look at my excitement. Look at my excitement. It's even got my name on it. All right, I'm going to open it. Here we go. You actually tied that with a bow. It wasn't 2 knots. It was a bow. Tabitha, good for you. Thank you. Mine would just be knots. And I don't know how to do that. You were so sweet to us, Tabitha. Let's see what we got here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Bob Ross playing cards. That's awesome. I had no idea. Of course, Bob Ross has everything, or bless his heart. The Bob Ross Foundation has everything. This is awesome. I love this. I love this. This is coming with me on the next cruise ship too. I'll need that. That's awesome. Oh, this is even better. because she knows I'm a lip balm guy, right? So right now I'm using Burt's Bees Vanilla Bean because my lips are everything, right? So, oh wait, I got to remember this. She says in the back of this, do not eat. Do not eat. Reese's and Almond Joy lip balm. That's awesome. I had no idea they made these. And then there's a Mounds and Hershey's. Tabitha, thank you. Thank you. I I don't do anything on Galentine's. I might have got Shayla Black some cards and a little something for her Valentine's Day because I can't take her out. She doesn't want to go out. Doesn't feel good. But she's these gifts. You're going to make her day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I know she'll reach out to you. She and baby will reach out to you separately. But okay, one last quick pick and smile. Okay, don't take a picture. That was not my best smile. That was really sweet of you, though, Tabitha. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wrap. I can't wrap. If you'll notice, when I give gifts, I use gift bags, and that's my go-to. But I can do the tissue paper like they're supposed to and put them in there, so I look good like that. Just a little pick up from Cold, Pennsylvania. I feel you. We are right now. Tonight's going to be. We last week when we got back from the cruise, it was in the 80s. It was in the 80s for a few days. I'm sorry, high 70s. I'll say this, high 70s. Tonight we're going to be below freezing again. So it's like you can't, and you can't stay healthy because the weather just keeps going like this and this and this. So, but we're nowhere near like a lot of y'all are facing with winter right now. Hello, Brenda Rudell. Live long and prosper, my friend. Tabitha says it's snowing with an ice glaze dew. Oh, wow. We are dry. We might get some snow next week, but our snow is going to be gone the next day. May not even stick. Dawn says she's booked her hotel room for Branson and also written down directions from St. Louis via Buc-ee's in Springfield. Yes. Got to do the Buc-ee's. And I'm so glad you have your hotel room, Dawn. We can't wait for Branson. I crashed Anna Blakely and Mr. B's live last night, and they were talking about Branson, and we're all going to have a good time up there. So haven't seen them since we were all in Columbus, Ohio together, having pizza and vodka in our room. Eve, you were there, and we had a wonderful time. So snowing in Iowa. We've got 17 degrees and some sleet, Rhonda. Oh my gosh. In black ice. Nicole or Dawn, Buc-ee's is the best. It just is. And if Buc-ee's out, you got to get a picture with him. On the weekends, typically he's out, so you can get a picture with him. Make sure you do that. Woot, woot. After 230 days, we were supposed to get rained. Oh my gosh. Vegas, it never rains, Lauren. It never rains. There's a creator I follow in Vegas, and he talks about the weather there. So and I think there's certain times of the year I would love to live in Vegas, and there's certain times of the year I wouldn't want to live in Vegas. But I keep saying that Vegas is my retirement destination if I'm ever by myself, if Shayla ever decides to leave me, because I'll go there, but I'll be dead probably within 6 to 8 months because I'll just overindulge in everything. So, but I'll have a good time doing it. So, oh, it was flirty. That's right. Columbus. Yeah, it was in Columbus though. It was flirty 2 years ago. God dang. I was a young 58 years old 2 years ago. Now I feel old. Dennis says we will be in Branson on Tuesday and going to Buc-ee's there in Springfield too. Awesome. And then don't forget, we're going to have the Shayla Black meetup. And I'm still putting the details on. I'll have the pre-order up for Branson and for the Dallas event probably this weekend, and I'll have those up. And was it Kansas City? Oh, you're right. It was Kansas City. Sorry. You're right. It was Kansas City. I'm confusing the two. So you're right. It was Kansas City. Um, but I'll have pre-orders up for both of those. But and then also I'll go back. I have a if you go to the Shayla Black Book Beauties page, there's a link to a form. If you're going to be in Branson and want to join us for our get together, I've got a big ass room, so we're all going to host it there, and I'm going to bring a bunch of stuff with me, and we'll have a party with some music and drinks and stuff like that. One of the evenings, probably be Friday evening or something like that. But I'll be firming that up in the next week or two. So that would be, we're going to have a lot of fun. We haven't done that, a big hootenanny like that since Readers on the River several years ago, when we hosted a bunch of folks and had a wonderful time. Wonderful time. Wonderful time. It's just the hardest part is getting a room big enough. And then when this thing first announced, I called them and I said, hey, I want the biggest suite you have. And so that's going to be awesome. So yeah, Renee, I wish things like that could go live on YouTube. We can go live, and I'll try to do some live on that. But it's hard because there's so much talking, you can't hear anything. So we'll try to do that, or the worst case scenario, we'll take some video and post it later. I think we did that for Readers on the River. So Louise says Bucky's near me in Florida is one more step closer to being built. Not sure how long it takes for construction. Great question, Louise, because Bucky's seems to get big when they build them. They seem to get larger and larger and larger. On our trip for the cruise, there's 3 Bucky's on the way to Galveston, and 2 of them are tiny. The second stop is the tiniest one I've ever been in, and you're jam packed in there, jam packed. So, but the brand new one, just outside of Galveston, League City right there, just before you get into Galveston, that sucker's huge. I mean, insanely huge. And I had forgot my flip flops, and thankfully Bucky's had Bucky's flip flops, so I was able to use those and take them to the beach. So it was awesome. You need to play Cards Against Humanity Romance Edition again. Yes, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, Nikki Ann. We'll have to find some quiet time to do that. That was so much fun. Where is the sign up list going to be? I think Dawn, I'm pretty sure I have it. Let me look real quick. I think I have it posted. I have it pinned in the Book Beauties. Hold on. Let me look. Oh, and of course I'm logged out. And it's wanting my password. So let me get my phone out. Where's my phone? All right, hold on. Let's see. No, we don't want that profile. We want the other profile. Boom. Let's see. Willem Black. Oh, and I see my head down looking at. So what you're not supposed to do. So what you're not supposed to do. Look down while you're doing something else while people are waiting on you. Let's see. Is it pinned? I'm pretty sure I have it pinned. My phone's not showing it. Why can't I see my pins? Well, I hear some hacking in there. Should be on the first page. William, I have no idea. Oh, I know what the cards look like. So I tell you what I'll do, Dawn. As soon as we're off here, I'll find it and I'll repost it to the Book Beauties. Okay. So you won't miss it. So awesome. You got to be there. You have to be there, Dawn. Kelly says you'll see Sierra Cart right there too. I don't know if Sierra's going. I don't know if Sierra's going or not. I haven't talked to Sierra in a minute, so I'm not sure. Melissa, thank you for asking. She's doing much better, but she's still hacking, and we're just letting her have another week down, and she's doing better though. So I appreciate you asking. No idea what the cards look like. I never opened them. So yeah, hopefully Bob's not like posing, Anyway. But Dawn, no, I'll repost in the Beauties when we're done here. and put up the sign up list so you guys can see it. So no worries. It'll be a fun time. So I'm going to pick it up a minute here. So there's a couple things I wanted to share with you guys. One was I love creators and I love that you guys join us. I love being able to, I love what Anna and Mr. B do on Anna Blakely's channel each week. And I love seeing what folks do. A lot of it, but we do lives, right? I'm not great at recorded video, never was going to be a recorded video creator or anything like that. I just don't think that's my skill set. Let's be honest, I don't have many skill sets, but at least I can talk to myself or talk to you guys. So it works out well. Or that little light up there that says I'm live just makes my face smile. But there's creators out there that do more long form content that I think I'm looking for people that are not just positive, and I love positivity, but at the same time, they're how do you say it? They're effective at delivering their message. They know their brand and they can effectively communicate that not only in how they speak to the camera, but also in what they're showing behind the camera or in front of the camera. And not everyone can do that. So when someone does that with excellence, I like to showcase them and I like to follow them and watch them. So I wanted to share a few of those with you guys. So my first one is you guys know we love to cruise. And this is a young lady. Her name is Jordan Balfe. She is a professional figure skater. And she is a professional figure skater who does, and she competed in Youth Olympics and all that jazz and competed her entire life. But for the last number of years, she's been performing on Royal Caribbean ships. And she talks about life on a cruise ship. Now, there's a lot of people out there that vlog about cruise ship life, going into ports and all these things. You can see a ton of it. But Jordan takes it to another level, and her level of positivity is just off the charts. And I'm posting hers right now. So if you guys ever get a chance to see this, she talks, and she does a really good job of breaking down what it's like to be on a cruise ship, what it's like to perform. But now that she's off contract, what it's like to be at home. She's up in New York, Buffalo, and she's just an outstanding individual, and how she's growing as a creator, as a what's the term, influencer? Is that the term now, influencer? And I think you guys would really enjoy that. I've followed her for a number of years now. I think she's just a quality individual. Never has anything bad to say about anybody. But is real at the same time. You can detect a phony. I can detect a phony from very, very quickly. She's not one of those. And I really enjoy her content. So I think you guys will as well. The next one I like is a little bit different. This is a following of a family. It's the Vanderveer family. And what I like about this is it's all about, I'd say it surrounds their life with their autistic son, Craig. Craig is, I think he's in his early 20s, early to mid 20s, maybe a little bit older than that. But he's autistic and lives with them and talks a lot about their life and how their full-time job of taking care of Craig, and it's not just sitting at home. They go on trips with him. They do a ton of stuff. He and his mom go out all the time, and you see how he reacts to a number of things, whether it's food or movies or what. And Craig's a pretty smart guy, I got to say. But it's really a kind of a glimpse into the 24/7 of how a family has to adapt to accommodate their son who has needs. And Craig is not a small guy. Craig is a big guy. And he is, I should highlight that there. Sorry, guys. Um, and just seeing them navigate life, and they kind of stumbled upon this creativeness on YouTube by accident. And all of a sudden, they've got a huge following because they're so genuine. There's nothing phony about them. Their life is on their slit. Everything is out there and they don't pull punches. And I appreciate folks that are genuine. And if you get a chance to go see these folks on YouTube, they have a number of videos, and it's great to see a family show the ups and the downs of life, but they go through it with a positive attitude, which I think is just means the world. On a different vein, I do have to have my guilty pleasures, and my guilty pleasures. There's a lot of guilty pleasures on YouTube, not those kind of guilty pleasures. But one of the guilty pleasures I have is a guy who goes by the name of Tow Trucker. And he is probably one of the most genuine guys I have ever seen out there. And he drives a tow truck. And whether it's towing for accidents or for police issues or for apartment complex infractions, people parking on the grass or something like that, and seeing his interactions, it's a fascinating voyeuristic view, if you will, of that lifestyle, because it can be dangerous too when you're towing people's vehicles. I know that I may have had that happen once or twice, but I really, really enjoy watching. I forget his name. I just call him Tow Trucker. But if you ever want some kind of getaway time and just sit there and just watch, he keeps it lively, but he tells it like it is. He's genuine. Jordan's genuine. The Vanderveer family's genuine. This guy's genuine, and you see a very you see some commonality there. Oh, Don. Don says, Craig visited the Spam Museum, even made Spam cookies. Not sure the last part, no matter how much I love Spam. Craig is awesome. Craig is awesome. They took him to a trip to San Francisco and got to walk around Alcatraz. And it just, I would love to meet that family sometime. I really do. I actually corresponded with his mom once or twice. I was commenting on something, and she was so sweet and genuine in her note back to me. I really appreciated that. My ex drove a tow truck for 20 plus years. It takes a special individual to be able to do that, Laura. And I don't think this guy does repos, but he does all the other things. But the repo driver too, I don't know what your ex did, but there's a few channels out there for repo drivers. I don't know how they do that. That's scary. I don't know if I could do something like that, but it's definitely interesting. The other channel that I watch a lot, and this one is, I'll say probably, again, genuine. And this is the Outdoor Boys channel. They have over 15 million subscribers. And this is mainly about a guy and his family, mainly about him surviving in the wilderness, whether it's the Arctic, or I'm sorry, up in Alaska, alone, how to live out there without a sleeping blanket, without a sleeping bag, without equipment or anything like that. He's a survivalist, but at the same time, a family guy. And his videos, a lot of you may already know who this is, but I forget the guy's name, but it's the Outdoor Boys channel. It's fascinating to see his interactions with his sons, teaching them how to be self-sufficient. And they have a lot of fun as well. And it's in their more long form content, which I enjoy. But it's great to see. I'd like to think that I could do. I'll give you an example. This guy went into Alaska. And he says, I'm going to show you how you can survive in cold, bitter nights. and with wind blowing and just be in snow and ice everywhere. And he shows exactly what to do and how to do it. And he shows the ups and downs when he fails to, on how to recover and not give up, and hard work. And he's incredible. And I've learned a lot from him. So it's scary to watch sometimes some of the situation he gets himself into, but he keeps a level head and just is very honest with the camera and very honest with the situation, and honestly saying, if you don't do these things, you'll end up in a bad place. So in going through decision making processes and why he makes certain decisions when he's out in nature. So I've learned a lot from that. And I'll say the last one that I really enjoy, and we talked a little bit about this on TikTok as well. I love music. You guys, I'm sure, all love music as well. There's this band in Australia, in Ames. I don't know if you know them, but they're Sing It Live. And they are a cover band, but the level of talent amongst these folks is just off the charts. And if you go to their videos, you'll know every one of the songs that they cover, every one of them. But the way they cover them, and very similar to the Henley Street Singers, are kind of similar to that in Australia. But these folks, I'm kind of in their camp a little bit, just because I like some of the personalities on there. They are awesome. And if you really want a good time just to listen to some good music and listen to kind of a different interpretation, I won't say interpretation, but just a different sound a little bit from some of the songs that you've known forever, go give them a listen. They're incredible. And the talent level is insane. It's really, really good. Ames, the link is right there. If you just click on the link, but it's Sing It Live World, and that's their video. That's their YouTube channel. The other one is the Henley Street Singers, and actually the Henley Street Singers were just here in Texas not long ago. So, but Sing It Live is awesome. Acacia and all those folks, I think they're awesome. I think they're awesome. So those are some of my favorite YouTube channels that I like to, when I want to kind of drown away sometimes, or not drown away, but kind of want to get away a little bit and enjoy myself when Shayla allows me a break or two. It's kind of fun. So I like that. Laura says, dangerous when drivers don't pay attention and drive safe. Yep, you're right. You're right. Especially when they're on the side of the road exposed and folks don't pay attention to them. Dawn says, I'd starve to death before I froze to death. I hear you. I hear you. Tabitha, you're right. A snow cave. He built a snow cave one time. He built a snow cave. It was incredible. I loved it. I loved it. I don't think I have the tenacity to do that. And he's not a bulky guy, right? He's a tall and lanky guy, but he's got endurance for days. So real quickly, Shayla put out the newsletter on Wednesday, and she always kind of recaps some of the things that she's doing. Did you notice it's all about me tonight? I'm sharing the things that I love. And only reason I do that is because I want to share with my friends, right? So at least this way you guys can't talk back at me. Oh, wait, you can. I forgot. You can chat. Anyway, what I've been watching, Shayla and Baby have been watching Too Hot to Handle and Singles Inferno on Netflix. And that's a whole dating thing. Singles Inferno is a Korean-based one. And I think Too Hot to Handle is more, I think it's stateside, but it's very, I'm sorry, it's over I think it's in the UK. I'm not sure. Very tawdry, much tawdrier than Singles Inferno, and she's enjoying that. What I've been watching lately is Severance on Apple. Severance is probably the best series, one of the best series I've ever watched. Second season. Also on Apple is The Silo. I'm enjoying The Silo, though some of the acting and some of the accents are a little off, so they need to fix that. And over on Netflix, I've enjoyed Squid Games. So Squid Games was incredible. I finished season 2, and it was insane. What have you been listening to? Shayla put romantic ballads. Uh, I I love. I've had a renaissance. I grew up in the '80s. I've had a renaissance of the '80s lately, and a lot of these bands from the '80s are still touring, and they sound really, really good. We had a chance to go see the main guy from Thompson Twins last year, and we didn't go. And I'm kicking myself that we didn't go because he sounds so good and so amazing. Um, uh, I don't know if I told you guys Air Supply came through, and I'm not the biggest Air Supply fan, but let me tell you something. They've been touring for 50 years, and these guys still sound incredible. And I'm sorry, what an homage to be able to go out and listen to actual folks before autotune, right? They can actually sing, and it's incredible. And of course, I love Ghost. You guys have ever heard of the Ghost band? I love Ghost. Um, and then what I've been playing, Shayla's not been playing anything. I haven't really been playing anything on the PlayStation either, not been doing much. Drinking, she says, cough medicine, sticking my water in my black coffee. And then what I'm doing, she's writing with the heavy side of dose of coughing. I've been cooking and taking care of her. Um, Styx was awesome and ZZ Top. Kimberly, we got to see Styx when they reunited with um, um, I can't think of his name now. Anyway, piano player. Um, anyway, and we got to see them live, and it was great, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Um, I've never seen ZZ Top, but I don't know if I told you, but when ZZ Top filmed the video for Legs, that was in our shopping center where we used to live. So I love watching that. Alice Cooper is so cool. Alice Cooper is awesome, and his lead guitarist Nita, she's insane. I love her. I love her. She's incredible. Kimberly, you will not be disappointed if you go. You will not be disappointed. I remember going in Southern California when I was a kid to the skating place, and freaking Air Supply song would come on when there was couple skates. So you had the guys on one side, girls on the other, and then Air Supply would come on. I'm like, oh God. So, but let me tell you something. Those guys can still perform, and they're incredible. Dennis DeYoung, thank you, Dana and Kimberly. Dennis DeYoung, right, and Regina, thank you, thank you. Dennis DeYoung. I don't think you'll ever see Dennis rejoin that band. I think that was a toxic relationship. That's, you've seen some of that with the Eagles and some of the folks they've let go. But what is it with these bands as they get older and they get a lot of money and they just hold grudges to their death? What is it with that? And I don't get it. I don't get it. Why can't we all just get along? It's not that hard. Regina says Kansas and 38 Special are touring this summer. I saw 38 Special at Epcot for the Food and Wine Festival one year, and they were really good. I enjoyed that. See, and I wish, Beverly, I had a chance to see Kiss before they wrapped it up. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Kisses, talk about self-made. Talk about self-made and just deserves everything they have. And Paul and the two main guys, Paul and God dang it, Paul Stanley and he's going to kill me for not wrong. Gene Simmons. They continued and made it what it is today, even though Ace and who's the drummer guy? I forget. They left a long time ago. Louise says, when I was in college, I saw Loverboy as a warm-up band for Kansas. Louise, when several years ago, Loverboy was the headliner at our 4th of July picnic down here, and they were really good. They were really, really good. Kimberly, I was about to say couple skate only. And why is it the girls that wanted to skate with me, I didn't want to skate with anyway, but I still skated with them. So what are you going to do? Kimberly, I saw Kiss 3 times. Oh, it has to be hands down the most theatrical, amazing experience ever. Oh, amazing. Peter Chris, thank you. How can I forget Peter Chris? How can I forget Peter Chris? Jessa Holland Oates, they had the falling out, right? They hate it. They don't get along right now. Again, they get older and and I don't think that'll ever be repaired either. Daryl Hall said some horrible things about John Oates. So I don't know. Again, we don't know anything behind the scenes. So I did want to share one last thing, and that was the late breaking romance news, entertainment news, and I kind of teased that at the beginning. You guys know, we talked about at the end of last week, the Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and kerfuffle with that dude from that movie. Anyway, well, you're seeing it play out real time now. You're seeing sides taken. And I read a story about 15 minutes before I came live with you guys on TikTok that Colleen Hoover appears to have distanced herself from Blake Lively. Apparently, there are people out there that watch and report on celebrity or celebrity authors, especially their social media interactions. And apparently what they're reporting is that she's deleted all her pictures with Blake Lively. So I guess, is that the new thing now? Is that how you shun people, or you distance people? The PR team then tells you to go in and start deleting pictures so that you can't be associated with them anymore. I don't know that if I were your friend back then and you didn't kill anybody or didn't kidnap someone or do something horrendous to me, I don't know if I would really necessarily take the time to go and delete photos. I don't get it. I'll say the Book Bonanza event that Blake Lively was at was a great event. I think I didn't hear a single complaint the entire week that folks were up there, and Blake was actually very lovely up there. But I don't know why you take the time. And I'm sure this is PR driven, right? And number one, why I probably will never have a PR person. Number one, won't need one. But then number two, we'll probably won't have one because I think I know how to be a real person. But I don't need someone telling me I need to go cleanse this or delete these tweets or what have you, or delete these photos on Instagram to passively aggressively say that I'm in this camp or I'm not in this camp. That's kind of, I think that's kind of sad. But you're right, Kimberly. The Last of Us thing is getting fiery. I'm going to give you guys my prediction. I think you're going to see, because that trial is set for March of 26. You're going to see, and depositions will start, I would say, by summer. I think they have to get started by summer if you're going to have a trial date that early in March of next year. Yes, I did. Yes, I'm not a lawyer, but I did take business law in college and I got an A+. So obviously I'm qualified to speak about this. But with depositions around the corner, and trust me, I do not think either party, well, I can't say that. I don't think the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds folks want to go to depositions. I think that's the last thing in the world they want, to get things on the record. So on the legal record that could be released, I think you're going to see a settlement. And I'll say that with 75% certainty that you're going to see a settlement in that. And you probably won't see it because they're still making motions to get it dismissed. And everyone's always trying to get something dismissed. And good Lord, look at all the high profile lawsuits we see all the time. It's just so convoluted. But I predict you're going to see that settled amicably, probably with NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, so that no one can say anything about anything. So you'll never know. They build it up all in the entertainment. Everyone's camp builds it up in the media, and then all of a sudden it's over and you'll never hear from it again. but I bet you that settlement will take place before the fall. That's just my prediction. So, I honestly think Blake, Ryan, and Justin all need to grow the fuck up. So much worse. Yes, Ames. Yes, yes. But you know what? People get, money seems to corrupt, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know these individuals. I don't know them. Blake never returned my phone calls, so I don't know. I asked her for comment, never got one. Before we went to air, never got one. I'm kidding. Kimberly says the books are always better. Yes, Kimberly, always, always. I'll say this, even the Harry Potter books, and that's what I'll go back to. I enjoyed the books more than I enjoyed the movies. And the movies were fantastic, but I enjoyed the books more because I could see it in my head. Dawn, I would look to see if she has deleted stuff in Justin B, and they're supposed to go into mediation. So there won't be a trial. There's no way there will be a trial. But it never needed to get to that point. It never needed to get to that point. Can we just all be decent human beings with one another? Is it that freaking hard? I guess it is. I don't know. I've been rambling a lot tonight, so I apologize, but I wanted to give you my hot takes because Shayla Black will be back next week, and I will not get to pontificate like I do here. Ames says people are only entertaining all this nonsense because there's money involved. 400 million. How about donating that to people in need? Yeah. Good night, Dana. We love you too, sweetheart. Tabitha, you're right. Ego. And some of the things I'm hearing now about some people, some of these celebrities, I don't think I want to meet them. I just rather watch them on the screen, be the character you're being paid to, dance monkey dance, and then I'll go home enjoying that character you're portrayed. Folks, sometimes the actor is not the character. And that is the hardest thing for people to get over. And that's why I think they go from one camp to another sometimes. So anyway, I've rambled enough. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to sign off. Shayla will be back next week. I promise it will be a better program next week. Less rambling, more focus on books. And Shayla's really good at keeping me focused so I can sit there and roll my eyes, which I enjoy doing too. Well, I appreciate you guys too. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. And I would say I have an updated banner to say goodnight, but I really don't. So here it is. And we'll see you down the road. Thanks, guys.